66 randomly selected students were asked the number of pairs of shoes. How many shoes do you have? I've got like 5, I think. So remember, frequency always means how many people, right? That's what frequency means. How many people? So in other words, 6 of the students have 4 pair of shoes. 12 students have 5 pair of shoes. I think that's where I am. 10 students have 6 pair of shoes. 8 students have 7, etc. We good there? And they want us to find the mean, median, blah, 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 blah. I bet you can figure out what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna put this data in L1, this in L2. We always put frequencies in L2. You have to put it in L2, you can't swap that. So take your TI, 83, 84, put the top in L1, the bottom, put the top numbers in L1, the bottom numbers in L2. And then we're going to hit Stat, go over to the Calculate menu, hit Enter on the Calculate menu. And when we do, then you're going to get one of two kinds. You're going to have the list and the frequency list, and the calculate, which you'll highlight and press enter. And the list, you know, you'll have L1 here and L2, just like we did before. Or the old TIs, like my handheld TI, it'll say 1 variable stats, and you're going to put in L1, L2. And remember, you get these by hitting second 1 and second 2. Okay, so there we go. So put all that data in, hit the buttons, you'll get the answers for the mean and the median and the sample standard deviation. This is X bar, median, it just says median. Sample standard deviation, that's S sub X. First quartile, you know that's Q1, third quartile, Q3. All right, so you can get all those off the calculator. I'm not going to show all that. I want to spend my time coming down and answering the last 2 questions, which I found are kind of tricky for students. I've noticed over the years. I want to help you with those. So let's do those last 2. Let me help you with those. So the rest is just put the data in L1 and L2, and you'll get the answers to all those other questions. Okay, so what about the last 2? Now the last 2. What % of the respondents have at least 9 pair of shoes? At least 9. Now let's be clear. I've noticed these are hard for students, I've noticed over the years. So let's take a look. What does at least 9? What does that mean? If I said I've got at least 9 pair of shoes, that means 9 or more, doesn't it? That means at the least, at the lowest, I've got 9. I might have more. That's why it's 9 or more. So if you go up to the table, here's 9, 10, and 11 pair of shoes. How many students have that? Well, 9 students have 9 pair of shoes, 10 students have 10 pair of shoes, and 3 students have 3 pair of shoes, don't they? So, and how do you figure a percent? Percent is always the part over the total. So what's the part? The part is the 9 students plus 10 students plus 3 students over, what's the total number of students? 66. So there's what you need to calculate. Now remember, when you do that, don't forget you've got to hit equals. So I'm going to go 9 plus 10 plus 3 equals divided by 66, right? When I do that, don't forget to hit that equals before you hit the divide. So I'm going to do that. 9 plus 10 plus 3 divided by 66. I'm getting 0.3333 forever. That's mine. Okay, now, did they tell us how far to round? Oh, 4 decimal. Yeah, way up here. 4 decimal places. Okay, well, first off, I've got to change it to a percentage, don't I? Right? So when you put a percentage, you know that moves the decimal 2 places. So this is going to be 33.3333%. It moves it, see the percent at the end there? Whenever you put a percentage, it moves the decimal 2 places. And then they want 4 decimal places. So I'm going to put the line right there. So there it is, 33.3333%. I don't round up that number. All right, so there's that. Now, last question. 43%, so coming on down here, 43% of all respondents have fewer than how many pairs of shoes? That's a tricky question I've noticed for students over the years. 43% have fewer. So what they're saying is they want you to come up to this table and try to say, I don't know, maybe, let's just guess. Maybe it's this group right here. I'm just going to take a total guess. Maybe it's that group right there. Now, is that 43%? I don't know. I'm going to guess. And if it's wrong, I'll guess again. All right, so is that right? Is it maybe that? Well, that would be how many people? Remember, percentage is part over the total, right? That's how we do percentage, part over total. So that would be how many people? 6 people and 12 people. Frequency is how many people? 6 people, 12 people out of 66 total. What would that be? Use your calculator. That's 18 divided by 66. I'm getting about 27%. No, that's not 43%. It's supposed to be 43. All right, so we got to get bigger. That's not enough people. That's only 27%. Well, let me go bigger. Maybe it's all 3 of these. Maybe. So my next guess number 2. So now that would be 6 people plus 12 people plus 10 people over 66, wouldn't it? Let's see if that's right. Okay, so let's try it. 18, what's that? 28 divided by 66. There it is. I'm getting 42.4%. That's close to 43. Close enough. Close enough. So that must be my answer. Now, careful. How do we answer the question, though? So we got the percentage. We got the 43%. But how do we actually answer it? We'll read it careful. It's an exercise in careful reading. What does it say? 43% have fewer than. There's the key words. Fewer than how many pair of shoes? Well, this group all has fewer than 7 pair of shoes, don't they? Because here's 7 pair of shoes. This group all has fewer than 7 pair of shoes. So that's the answer, 7. They all have fewer than how many pair of shoes? They all have fewer than 7 pair of shoes. 43%, about, 42 point whatever, about 43% of all the students have fewer than 7 pair of shoes. So I just guessed around. I tried circling the first 2. That was too low, 27. I said no. Then I circled the first 3. Just keep guessing, starting at the bottom, because it's fewer. It's at the bottom. And then just keep circling and guessing until you get it.